Welcome to another Tech Tuesday. My name is Jeff Gorell. I'm with Convergent Technologies Group, and today it's going to be a little different than we have had recently. It's a little less tech, a little more. Let's look towards the future a little bit, and really the near future. Not talking about 5 and 10 year timelines. Really, maybe the next 18 months or so. I want to talk about some things to start considering, maybe, depending on where you stand in your organization. I am going to avoid any talk on things like the new normal or unprecedented. I think those are A, overused, and B, wrong. Unprecedented implies that this is the first pandemic ever, and it's not. The new normal also implies that this is the way it's going to be for the rest of time, right? Unless, of course, we're going to have another new normal when all of this goes into the past, which then every day is a new normal, right? But enough of that rambling. As you know, obviously, about 4.5, 5 months ago, things changed a lot for pretty much everyone. Work habits changed, work locations changed significantly. Schools shut down. So even if businesses were to stay open, families like mine who, don't have somebody at home to take care of the kids unless it's them, would have changed, right? So the work from home thing had to happen, simply because of schools closing. It's one of those challenges that every business had to look at, figure out. They scrambled with doing, how do I keep my business afloat, and how do I keep paying my employees? I mean, I think every business owner, even maybe some of the bad ones, still want to make sure that their employees are doing the work for the company and being able to stay healthy, stay safe, stay productive. And a lot of places scrambled with that. I mean, I feel bad for restaurants and music venues and theaters and all those places that there's really no option for working from home. Hard to serve a beer or a plate of food from the house. So this scramble to try to get everyone home, still productive, still earning a paycheck, is one of the things that I really want to focus on today. Because a lot of folks may do, right? Not knowing how long this is going to be, not knowing, is it just going to be a few months? I mean, a lot of states, figured Memorial Weekend was going to be a great time to, lift the lid and let everybody come out and play, and that turns out to have possibly not been a really good idea. And regardless of whether you think the measures and the things the government has pushed down on us, for lack of a better term coming to my head, it is what it is, right? I mean, businesses are now limited to the 6 feet and the masks and all that kind of stuff, and short of some sort of revolt, that's just kind of the way it's going to be until this comes out, before it's over. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. I can't begin to tell you whether the whole herd immunity thing is a thing or not. What I can tell you is you should be planning for the next 18 months approximately like this. And I'm basing that on the Spanish flu from about 100 years ago. It came and went over and over again. just like the regular flu. Just you know, summertime it dropped a little bit, and then wintertime it came back, and then back and forth, back and forth. It came and went in waves. I think we're going to see something similar. Now, granted, we have much better medical. Our healthcare system is significantly better than, say, 100 years ago. I mean, we have penicillin. Not that that helps a virus, but we have lots of things we can do now. Of course, what they didn't have back then is the ability to travel continent to continent within a couple of hours. So we have that vulnerability, right? Which explains the travel bans. So, in an 18-month planning horizon, and given the scramble that a lot of businesses did to try to make it work, I'm sure there's a lot of band-aids and temporary, intended temporary things that were done to get the work from home process going. It may be time to think about improving that, improving some of the ways to keep your business afloat, efficient, operationally efficient. How do you, at a certain point, we're going to find that the inefficiencies that were born by the scramble, I'll keep using that word, probably overuse it and then be tired of it too, like those other ones. The inefficiencies are going to start impacting, right? So like when we first went, when Convergent first sent everybody home, we were at a bit of an advantage because most of our stuff was already pushed up to the cloud, right? Including our quoting tools and our CRM and our ticketing systems and all that kind of stuff that we didn't have on premise. Our email, same thing. Working from home was very easy. We didn't have to worry about really VPNs. We didn't have to worry. We just, fortunately, most everyone had laptops already. Didn't have to scramble there. Just pick it up, take it home, get your butt to work. We also had the advantage of having tested Teams as a phone system for about a year, and in a very serendipitous turn of events, we actually had ported all of our phone numbers, all of our company, direct numbers and all that, about 2 weeks before the lockdown orders, the stay-at-home orders, all started coming down. It's very, very fortunate. And we're also very fortunate that we had that nice testing period and that it works like a champ. Because that prior, we had another IP-based phone system. We would have had to have everybody VPN in to get their phone calls. And, with the added VPN overhead, and then who knows what's going on with internet connections, the call quality could be inconsistent. It's probably a good word for it. So, again, we, being a technology company, we were fortunate to be in a position to very smoothly move to a work from home model. Those that weren't, that have scrambled and made do and had workarounds, maybe it's time to really, really consider what that should look like now, right? Should you move applications or processes to cloud-based services, or move things out to, your server instances out to, Azure or AWS or whatever? There's, do you still have on-prem email? In which case, do you need it? I mean, there's going to be some regulated industries where it's not all that prudent, or there takes a lot more work to satisfy the regulations. We deal with healthcare, and we deal with utilities and finance and a lot of those regulated industries. And I'll tell you, some of them have taken the steps previously to, get email out. And there's things you have to do to make sure that, especially in healthcare, that you're not allowing patient data or HIPAA violations to go out. But it's time to look at how well your operation is running relative to the way it was running before. And it's time to start having a discussion about what you can do to, if you're not at that level, if you're not at the same operational level, what can we do to get it there, right? Because again, another 18 months, inefficiencies tend to compound. They tend to cause more problems. When we first started all this lockdown garbage, we were having some problems fulfilling orders because our manufacturer was on lockdown, and they were figuring out, how do we keep making servers? How do we get this stuff shipped? How do we and so for a lot of our customers, they do what's called it's basically a factory build, which means it has to be completed at a factory and then shipped complete. And that's, again, we're back to regulatory requirements. It can't have some intermediary work on it and then deliver it. For others, we were able to fulfill very easily by doing basically what HP calls smart buys. We'd buy the server, and we'd buy all the components, the extra memory, drives, blah, 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 and then assemble it ourselves and then deliver it. Those are some of the things that we had to make a change on, right? And then we'd have to, of course, schedule somebody to go into the office and make sure that there aren't that many other people around. So it was a change in our process. We're operating fairly efficiently right now, very similar to the way we were before. Of course, not as friendly, because we don't run by each other and have those hallway conversations. But as far as the business of the business, it's operating pretty well. And I'd like to help out anyone who believes that they need to start looking at bringing up those efficiencies in the work from home scenario. Again, I personally believe we're looking at another 18 months. And I hope that's an at most, and I think it is an at most. But 18 more months of compounding inefficiencies, it's bad for your employees, it's bad for your customers, it's bad. So let's talk, please. Let's see what we can do. See what options there are, and see about getting them implemented. Give us a call, 804-353-5307. Call your rep directly if you already have one, or send an email at sales@ctgva.com. Hope you all have a great day, great week, great month. Enjoy your summer as much as you can, and I will be talking to you again soon.